So in the quest of being a profitable farmer, there's loads of expenses that you'll actually come across. Right here is my poultry farm. But even for a passionate farmer like me, food has to be consumed by the people who work inside the chicken houses. I don't really work inside the chicken houses. In the past, I used to, but currently I don't anymore because I hired people who actually do the work inside the chicken houses. And their food is an expense. It's money that's going to be spent. And in particular seasons, the prices of food can actually rise. It can become really expensive. So on the path of becoming a sustainable poultry farm, I decided to use some of my land to grow food. Yes, I do grow food on my land. So the farm right here is about 3 acres of land. And right here, I currently only have a single chicken house that only measures 8 meters by 20 meters. So that means I have a lot of space, additional space where I can actually grow food. So this last season, we did plant maize in this area. I don't know if you can see the cobs right here. It has actually grown very, very beautifully. Can you see the maize right here? I believe this should be ready to be eaten. There's a lot of maize on the inside here. And so we were thinking, why not utilize the land to try and grow some food? Of course, in the grand scheme of things, for the chickens that I do have just for this area, this maize is nothing. Yeah, it's really nothing because I consume about 220 kilograms of maize every day for my birds in this area. So in terms of feeding the chickens, it's nothing what we grow here. But when it comes to feeding the guys here, it's actually something significant because they don't eat too much food. It's only 4 people who work on the farm and they don't eat too much food. And in trying to cut the costs, we did plant food. So since we are a poultry farm, God blessed us with manure. Well, I don't know if it's a blessing or not, but it's a product of the farm itself. The droppings mixed with the litter, they form perfect manure. In the past, I had a problem. When I didn't really have farmland, I would get this manure out and people would want to take the manure, they would want to buy it from me, but they want to buy it for really cheap. Imagine manure, imagine like 40, 50 bags of manure and someone wants to pay you $15 for it. 50 bags of manure. That was crazy. Actually, what I decided that time is that I wasn't going to sell that manure. I just decided to give it out to my friends and relatives in the area. I felt like that was an insult. But this time we've been blessed. Considering I do have gardens, I decided to use the manure in my gardens. And oh my God, compared to my neighbors, of course, I won't start capturing videos of my neighbors' farms. My maize is doing way better. And there's even areas where I didn't put manure, and you'll certainly see that there's a very big difference in terms of the yield of maize. It's like the difference is day and light, clear day and light. It's just amazing how much better a place with manure would perform compared to a place with no manure. And maize is not all that we do have. Take a look at this. If you've been around Farm Up for long enough, actually not so long, you remember that we planted a banana plantation not very far away from where the chicken houses are. A few meters away. And right now, it has started giving us food. Now, for us here in Uganda, and for me in particular, the people from my region, the bananas are our staple food. We actually don't just call them bananas. They have a special name. We call them matoke. So this right here, this banana that you see right here, is my staple food. It's the thing that I find the tastiest. Now, I do have friends who have visited Uganda from Europe and from the Americas, and they say the food is tasteless. They say matoke is tasteless. It has no taste. Come on. For me, I feel like there's nothing tastier than it. I love it, and I love it with all my heart. Now, it's different from the yellow bananas that people usually eat. Totally different. It will give you different results. It has a different taste. But man, it's really, really lovely. I love it. And so we decided to plant, a good section of the land with this banana. The plants are still not very tall, but that's a good thing, The other problem is that a lot of times the thing that makes them very tall is if they're not properly spaced. And if they're not properly spaced, of course, they're competing for light. So they'll grow really tall. But ours here, it's a very young plantation. And we already do have bananas. Actually, there's a lot of plants with bananas on the inside here. So I've really, really, really started enjoying the bananas. And the guys on the farm actually do consume it too. Inside the plantation, we also did put some maize. You can see maize right here. We also do have cassava right here. This is cassava. It's a vegetable and it's a root. I don't know if it's a vegetable, it's a root. Some people do eat the leaves actually. I don't eat the leaves, but what I do eat is the root, and I really, really love the root. Also, in this very same garden, we planted beans. These beans, of course, will also work as food for people on the farm. And then we'll take a walk to the top. This is what a young banana will look like, matoke, when it's starting to grow. It has this at the bottom, and this is where the little baby bananas will be coming from. So it's still growing. And then we'll go to the very top. You've seen that we've been digging through here. So we're going to be planting some more beans inside here. This place also did have manure. And then at the very top right here, you can see that we did plant groundnuts. If you take a look at the leaves at the bottom, all that is groundnuts. But in addition to that, we planted maize. And this maize, unlike the one at the bottom, which I just showed you guys, this didn't have manure. So this area, because we didn't have enough manure, we didn't put manure inside here. And you can very clearly see the difference in terms of what the maize plants look like. They have way less yield. The plants are shorter, they are not as green, simply because there's less manure. So there is very many things that can actually be done in order for the farm to be profitable. So for us, by simply growing this food around here, we've managed to cut the cost of feeding the guys at the farm and actually utilize the land, because it could be empty and being utilized for nothing. But we've managed to utilize the land, plant a lot of crops right here, and this is going to be our food. Also, I haven't shown you, but at the very bottom, we do have loads of vegetables that are actually consumed by the guys on the farm. It's very useful food. And of course, the other thing that can be done is that for a lot of other people, they actually don't have land like me, like I do over here. Yeah, you don't have land, and you still have workers at the farm. So you're wondering, for me, what advice do you give me? How do I feed the guys at the farm while I don't have land? The best thing to do is buy food when the prices are lower. I'll tell you, the thing is that food, the prices really vary depending on the season. When people harvest, the prices come down. After some time, during the drier seasons, the prices go up. So for example, right now, people are just harvesting beans for us. So the price is almost half what it was, you know, a while back. So I've decided to actually buy some beans and keep, despite the fact that I planted some, just that they might not be enough. I decided, hey, why not buy and also keep for the rainy day, for the times when the prices really go up. So that's a very sustainable way. It's just the same thing that you would do for feed for the chickens. You buy when the price comes down and keep to use when the prices go up. That's how you're going to be managing to save money. You know, it's after some time and experience that you get to learn these things. You can't just buy when the seasons are moving, yeah? So you need to learn these things, and I'm sharing this information with a lot of you guys so that you can implement it on your farms and actually become profitable. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell. That way you never miss out on an upload. Lots of love. Bye-bye.